Hey everybody, I'm Josh. Thank you. On the show today, I have a surprise for you. This is Shit Talkin. I will get to what I mentioned in the tease here in just a little bit. But as Julie Chen would say at the beginning, or Julie Chen Moonves says at the beginning of every live eviction episode of Big Brother, hashtag, but first, I want to say real quick, it's storming outside right now. So one, you may hear rain and thunder outside because, well, I have the best sound equipment ever. And two, because of the thunder, my dog is terrified right now. And she's literally laying with her head on my feet right here. So, you may hear her snoring, you may hear her whining, and I apologize in advance. I'm just going to try and talk over it. Anywho, that just goes along with what's going on with our holiday this week. According to our friends at holidayinsights.com, November 19th is a little-known holiday that I think I personally celebrate all the time, if not a lot. It's Have a Bad Day on November 19th. Maybe that's the day I'll have a good day and like win the lottery or something. I don't know. I probably just jinxed myself now. The karma gods are like, oh, you just said it, not happening. Anyway, so I've told you all how in less than 4 weeks, I'd say within the last 4, maybe 3 weeks, I got into a fender bender with my old car. The brake lights went out after that got resolved. Then I got a new car. Then that car got bumped in the parking lot while I was working. And amongst all of that, within that time, I also got sick. And it's just, I've had a really bad 3 weeks. And as my mom always said, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck. And it's true. It's absolutely true. So, moving right along, I have a bad day all the time. I'm the king of having them. So yeah, we're going to take a look at people today that either had a great day and went bad, or just had a bad day. So, a bad day. They had a bad day. Yeah. Anyway. So, as I teased in the show, I have a surprise for you all. What? Oh, we're not doing that right now? We'll do it in just a little bit? Okay. Sorry about that. Apparently we're going to do a little bit. I love it when they change it from rehearsal. So, we're not doing that right now. But what I do know we're doing right now is another cheesy monologue. So, these jokes will be the same as last week. I'm not going to say this in every episode. I do not intend to offend anyone. If I do offend you, I post the email address at the end of every show. Please let me know. Do not start. I ask that you not start anything. Good thing I warned you. I ask that you not start anything in the comments, or you'll probably just be deleted. And anything I say in any of my shows is never meant to offend. Let's just put that out there right now, so I maybe don't have to say this all the time. So if I say something against someone in particular, or my monologue jokes are racy or dark or sexual, it's just, that's my sense of humor. Like, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I like the other jokes. They just don't, they're not me, and I felt like I was reading them. These I can kind of get into. So if I, even my monologue, even to my speeches, even to pictures I post, I don't mean to offend anybody. So that's out there now. So, without further ado, let's go on with the monologue. A new study shows that according to men, their meals taste better if it's served by an attractive woman. The test was known as Hooters. The African-American owner of an artisan lemonade stand recently had the cops called on him because someone thought he was breaking into his own store. To be fair, artisan lemonade store does sound like a white person thing. A horror film with an all-lesbian cast premiered in the South by Southwest Festival. It was properly titled Home Depot is Closing in 5 Minutes. Disney is facing a backlash after announcing that its first title gay character will be played by a straight person. Seriously, Disney, is it that hard to find a gay actor? I mean, really. Just look in your Disneylands and worlds. They're there. It was reported that during the pandemic, not having anywhere to go, women stopped wearing bras, which dropped the sales in bras, also dropping their boobs. I said this wrong in every rehearsal. Let me get it right this time. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile was pulled over recently. Let's be real. With a wiener that big, everyone has to assume it was a black guy. It's been reported that Gwyneth Paltrow's website is selling a candle that it supposedly smells like her vagina, said a lesbian coming home to her wife. Are you cheating on me? Disney Plus has started putting a disclaimer before certain programs to warn viewers of possible racist content. Should we do that too? Asked Fox News. The CW is reportedly coming out with a show that focuses on a black superhero. According to sources, the superhero will show up late and then be arrested for the crime. It's a show I'd like. A former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg said that he plans on donating money to any female candidate this cycle. As you all know, female candidates used to run on different cycles until they synced. Victoria's Secret announced that they have hired their first plus-size model. She is said to be the stockroom supervisor. Great role model. Amazing role model. In order to continue social distancing, the adult site Pornhub.com has seen a lot more traffic since the pandemic started. I beg you, everyone, please be sure to wash your hands. A study just released showed that 65% of African Americans cannot swim. The other 35% survived the test. An animal rescue group in South Carolina is looking for volunteers to cuddle with 100 pigs. I love cuddling with a pig, said straight women. NASCAR recently hired its first African American tire changer, said the driver. Hey, my hubcaps! Here's this week's point to ponder. At what age is it okay for me to tell Taser she's adopted? Because, I don't want her to have to take me to Jerry Springer or Maury Povich and have to play it out live on television. When should I just sit down with her and have that talk with her? Please comment below and let me know, because she's 4 now, and in people years, that's, well, with the new system, it used to be 28, but they have a new way of calculating a dog's age or something. I don't know. I'll talk about it later in a show sometime. Anyway, back to this. And finally, the maker of Monopoly has come out with a new version of Monopoly called Mrs. Monopoly. And it's the same game, but as you pass go, you only get $158, and that's if you're white. So, nobody loves having a wonderful day at work, and then you come home to your kids, and come home to what they leave for you, which is one reason I don't have kids. So yeah, I don't like kids. Well, I don't know how to say that. I love my family with kids, if that makes sense. I love my nephews. But they just push me to that edge. Just it's right there. Anyway. Like these kids. How would you like to come home from work to find this? I'm assuming it's the inside of a pillow. That's my assumption. Yeah. Or the great thing about having lots of kids is that's not just one kid you have to clean up, but 5. Hey, you know how the first one happened, and you could have prevented it. Moving right along. I don't know why, but I have a feeling the kids are guilty. Maybe it's the detective in me. I don't know. Maybe this show won't go to network, but maybe I'll become a detective in a show. Who knows? Anyway, back to this, sorry. Yeah. She found her mom's cocaine? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure about that. I love this picture because this is true. This is a real parent dealing with looking at the real situation that they face every day. Kids make a mess and then just fall asleep in the middle of the floor. Wore her down. She was hard on making mess there. That did not come out right, so we're just gonna move right along. And it probably doesn't help that I'm showing you a picture of a kid sitting in a sink, playing in shaving cream, I'm assuming, or soap. I don't know, but it's still a reason I don't have kids. Taser is enough for me. So I don't know why that one's there again. So we're gonna skip it. Okay, so there's... I have this thing that's wrong with me. Well, one thing that's wrong with me out of millions of things. I cannot stand the sound of nails on a chalkboard, and just thinking about it makes me quiver, as you could tell. So I also hate the sound of styrofoam. If I get a Christmas present, a birthday present, something in styrofoam, like a pizzazz or something like that, where the styrofoam is protecting it, I literally have to call somebody over to my house to take it out of the box for me while I'm in another room with my fingers in my ears. Or if my nephews get, which they're out of the toy phase right now, but they still get stuff with a lot of styrofoam, and who's going to stop a kid from ripping into their stuff? I have to leave the room if someone is opening a box with styrofoam in it. So that's my first issue with the next picture. My next issue is these damn packing peanuts go everywhere. Everywhere. They're just... These kids, I'm guessing, were allowed to pour in their own bubbles for their bubble bath. She said one squirt. She didn't say how long the squirt was. I don't know. This is probably my favorite one. It's going to loop, and I'll let it loop a couple times so you make sure to see the whole thing. It is a little video GIF. So this is another reason I don't have kids. Can I get an amen? So, if going home and finding that didn't start off your bad day and your work did, well, maybe these pictures were something that you did, because it's time for my segment where we take a look at bad work gone wrong. It's time for Oops. Hey, do you remember what we did with the ladder? Well, the last time I remember using it was when we were putting up the rafters. Oh, that's right. It's part of the rafters now. I just don't have an explanation for this one. I don't know. And really, it begs the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it the fan or the pillar? Because they clearly did not plan that to happen. And if you did, you're an idiot. It's an ID10T error. Let's see. Sorry, Alright, so here's the next one. Okay, so it's a bike path with a pole in the middle and rocks blocking it because people were running into the pole. Alrighty then. Wrong one. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the Swiss Family Robinson movie, I think. I don't know. I don't remember it. I mean, I remember something like it. Anyway. But this just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. You better not be having a bad day when you pull into your driveway. Because you have downstairs neighbors, so this is your driveway. Oh, trust me, it's easy to get your car in there. In there, I meant the hole in the middle. Fits snug, but it goes. It goes. Hatchback's not so much. Hatchback, no. So I'm assuming that the... Oh, no. Skipped one. There we go. This one is operator error? Operator is in who put it in there. I'm guessing by this next one that he was having a bad day before lunch. And when he went to lunch, maybe he had a drink, an adult drink. And I'm guessing this is the only explanation for this painted line. Yeah. That's what I'm dealing with, peoples. So, as you all know, no matter where you are in the country or in the world watching this, we here in the United States just held our general election. And for the presidency, currently in office, Donald Trump and his opponent, Joe Biden, we cast our votes Tuesday, and 5 days later we found out the results. Joe Biden will be our next president. It's time that I get out my soapbox, because here's my take. If I did it right there. So, here we go. In this corner, we have former Vice President Joe Biden, and in the opposite corner, our current President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I've said this a few times on the show that I, like most people my age or younger, are starting to vote with their beliefs and not with their party line. I don't call myself a Republican or Democrat. I have voted on both sides of the aisle. However, no one, in my opinion, can be the top moronic, male chauvinistic disgrace that we have currently as our president. Trump is a president that says one thing when he wasn't in office and then turned around and did exactly what he criticized Obama for. As an example, when Obama killed bin Laden, And I will provide you the video if you so wish. Please, if you disagree with anything I say in this little thing, please email me. I will post an email at the end of the show. Please email me. I would love to discuss this. I will bring you on the show, and we can discuss this. But there is video of him saying how Obama was getting too much attention for killing bin Laden. Yet when the ISIS leader was killed, Trump's like, where's my praise? Obama gave the orders to kill him, and Trump replied in a video. I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. So a reporter brought this to his attention, and a reporter said Obama gave the orders to kill him. Trump replied with, as I am typing this, I watched it to make sure I got it right. And I quote, they called him and said, we got him. What's he going to do? Say, go, don't get him? End quote. However, when the leader of ISIS was killed, he demanded recognition. You started your political career, and I use that term loosely, by demanding that the sitting president provide the American people with a birth certificate. Yet I'm waiting to see, still 4 years later, your tax returns. How is that not the same thing? He flat out, Mr. President, told your supporters, don't go to early voting. Don't vote by mail. It's all a fraud. They'll not count your votes. They'll throw them away if they see they're for me. Your supporters didn't go vote early. And in the 5 or 6 states, that were not allowed because of your Republican sitting officers, would not let them count before Election Day. Start counting them before Election Day. That's what we were waiting on for 5 days. Your Republican people. Your Republican people stopped them from counting them before, so we'd have them not 5 days after we cast our votes. But I digress. So, all of the people, all of the ballots that they're counting right now, or then, were the mail-in, were the early voting. You told your supporters not to vote that way. They didn't. Of course they're all going to be for Biden, and his numbers are going to go up. Really? You don't understand that. You say that your presidency, Mr. Trump, was to make America great again. However, because it was not about politics to you. It was all about politics to you. As of 5:08 p.m. today, 10.9 million Americans have contracted COVID-19. And you said multiple times that it will just go away and that we won't see a resurge of it. Well, wave 2 is here. And there have been around 245,000 deaths under your watch. You say that you're here for our country, but you're not being a bigger person and conceding to an election that even your own supporters say you have no hope of winning. And that's coming from people in D.C. Therefore, our president-elect cannot get the briefings that he needs, or information, or being able to start any of the stuff that he needs to do, which takes time and money, and you're not allowing him to do it. You're being a big baby, and you're acting like my nephews used to act when they were losing a game that we were playing, and they'd get mad, storm off, and just not talk to us for the rest of the day. But they had one thing that you didn't. They did one thing you didn't. They walked away and admitted defeat. They knew they were losing, so they walked away. If I lay a cookie out, how can I get mad at my dog for eating it? How can I get mad at the cookie manufacturer because I left the cookie out? Am I supposed to sue the cookie company? That would be absurd. The point I'm trying to make is that the country you love so much is being laughed at because of you. Just like your buddy Boris Johnson in the UK, he flat out called you the former president. Why can everyone see this but you? It reminds me of the saying that if you hear it from one person, okay. Hear the same story from multiple people, it must be true. And even your own Republicans in office in D.C. and your daughter are trying to tell you to give up. It's time that you put a pair of big boy underoos on, tie your shoes yourself, put down the pen you use to write your checks in order to cover up your affair, hang up the phone from Russia and Ukraine and all the other countries that you asked to help cheat on an election so that you would win again, which didn't work because you realized you weren't going to win no matter what, and you didn't win. This was a man who told four Democratic representatives of color to, quote, go back to where you came from, end quote, after mentioning countries that their families originated from, two of whom were born in the United States and one was a nationalized citizen. However, you talked bad about their country, and then told them to go back, figure out how to fix it, and then come back and tell us how to run it and how to fix our situation. If that's not telling them to go back to their countries, I don't know what is. And it is a disgrace that his Republican counterparts either didn't talk about it, didn't stand up to him about it, and kept their mouths shut about it. And yet everybody acts like it never happened. This is a man who promised for 4 years a wall paid for by Mexico, which is why people voted for him. Later on, Trump then comes out on Twitter and says that at some point, in some way, Mexico will pay for the much-needed border wall. Where is this so-called wall? It's been 4 years. You ended health care because you had a greater one, yet no one's seen it. And according to a reporter that your press secretary gave to her information, according to that reporter, it meant nothing. This is a man who married a porn star after cheating on his first two wives. Again, two wives. And then cheated on her with a porn star and paid that said porn star to be quiet about it. And denied it had anything to do with his presidential run. Yet his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, went on Fox News and said it was paid back. Trump got paid back by it. This doesn't include the incriminating evidence of Giuliani himself showing on television multiple times, even about the Ukraine scandal, how he talked to people and showed the text of what the people said. In January 20th, 2021, not only will be the 2020 curse be over, but you will be out of office, and it's that day that 78,631,449 people are eagerly waiting for. I'm not saying that I voted for Biden. I voted for change. Whether that means I voted for him or no one. I will say that in my opinion, we needed change. And frankly, 78 million people agree with me. For 4 years, Trump's been saying he's doing great in polls when he's the worst ranked president in U.S. history, and makes a hurricane map, and the NOAA Weather Service tried to cover up a mistake he made because he wouldn't admit he made a mistake, or that he was wrong or is losing something like an election. This is a man who said numerous times on national television, and I'll find the clips for you, that he's never heard of a Category 5 hurricane touching land when he dealt with 4 of them prior to that. This is a man who, in his speech, when he stated his run for presidency, that rapists, drug dealers, and murderers come from Mexico. For me personally, it felt like a mob boss was running our country, and we had no control over it. If you did something that made him mad, you were done with. You were discarded, you were played out like it was all you, and you were discarded. When Trump won back in 2016, the Democratic side, though unbelievable and in shock, conceded because it was the right thing to do. And now, for the first time in your 4 years of presidency, it's time you do the right thing and concede. At this moment, I'm sad because yes, it may have been going on behind closed doors for the longest. I don't know. I've been around for 38 years. Maybe it has been going on that long, but it wasn't until your presidency began that I have seen so much hatred and such a political division that our country that I have ever seen in my life. And it's just weird that yeah, like I said, it may have been happening behind the closed doors. I don't know, because it wasn't brought to attention. But all of a sudden, it's being brought to attention since you've been in president. I am all for Black Lives Matter. Everybody's life matters. And it bothers me that people say stuff like titles like African American or Chinese, or we're all Americans. I don't understand what people don't get about that. We're all just Americans. There should be nothing else with it. We are one country and we should all be united. I will conclude my rant here by stating one more quick thing. I know that a lot of people support Trump and the lawsuits he's bringing up against these states without any evidence as a last-ditch effort to make sure that he lost, I guess. I don't know. And are being tossed out quicker than they're hitting the judge's bench. At the end of the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton stated that we needed to give him a chance. We needed to let us see what he could do. Well, we saw what he could do. All I'm asking for is, as everyone said during his when he was trying to get impeached and erasing all of your votes, don't erase my vote because I may or may not have voted for Joe Biden. Don't erase my vote because I voted not just for a candidate, or not for a candidate, but I voted for change. That's all I voted for, and I hope that people will start seeing that and start realizing that it's not about who's got the most money or the most ads or anything like that, or who can promise the biggest wall and never deliver, or whatever. I don't care. It should be about what's going to better our country. This is a man who told people to ingest bleach and then turned around and said it was a joke. You're the president of the United States, and you're mocking a national, global pandemic. That is beyond frightening. I apologize that that you had COVID. I'm glad to see that you beat it. But it's time to grow up. You didn't listen to any of the doctors, any of the scientists. You said it would just go away. And I will find you that video clip as well. You said that you personally don't need a mask. When you got rid of Fauci because he disagreed with you because he knew the science and you knew what was on. Well, you don't even read the teleprompter, so I don't know what I was going to finish that with. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm totally rambling here. But I may not like Joe Biden. I may not. Obviously, I don't like Donald Trump. Never did, never will. However, we need change. And that's how I voted. I am tired of... to be completely honest out there, I randomly chat with people online that I talk to in like Reddit or whatever and have chatted with. And there's some from other countries, and they're literally telling me how they're laughing at us. Ever since he got into office, it's been like a comedy show. And they want change as well. For our country, they want us to have change. Because we're not the only ones that are seeing it. It's just now we're acting on it. And I believe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. I apologize if I take the words out of your mouth. I don't know what to say. But I believe that I can say this on behalf of the 78,631,000 449 voters. Mr. Donald J. Trump, you're fired. So comes the end of the show. What? Oh, I forgot. I have a surprise. That's right, for the surprise. So yeah, I teased a couple episodes that I was coming up with a new segment, or maybe a spin-off bonus episodes, of stuff with my dog. And how I was going to call it These Crazy Humans, and just like do a voiceover for her, and as she's watching me do something random in my house. I don't know. And I couldn't figure out how to like do the taping in her point of view, and then because I don't know my editing program, how to record it and then put it together, and I don't know all that. And maybe I'll work on that. Maybe that'll be my goal for another season. So this season, I thought I would introduce you to my dog Taser. That's a Taser. Hi, pretty girl. I guess I could just look down and see you. Hi, pretty girl. Anyway, that's my Taser girl right there. Hi, Taser. Anyway, so the other day, I was cleaning, and yeah, I cleaned. The other day I was cleaning, and I she's got bone parts all over the house, and not gonna lie, they're literally, like, she breaks apart the bones, eats a little bit of them. Well, then again, I buy her a new one every day, I guess. Anyway, so she has bone parts laying all over, and I'm deciding to pick them up and putting them in a box. Well, I have about a shoe-sized full box, and she filled it. And so, while she wasn't looking the day I was cleaning, I ended up hiding that box. I started a new box. Well, the flaps kept going in, and so I would be throwing her bones in there, and she did not like that box. Because she kept, every time I put a bone piece in there, she'd stick her head in there and try and get it, but then the flaps would attack her, and so she'd freak out, like back up. It was the funny, for 5 minutes, nonstop. Which brought me to my new little, I'm not calling it a segment because they're going to be like less than 30-second videos, of my dog just learning human things. And a segment that I'm going to start, and a little brief blip that I'm going to start calling Taser Versus. And here is the premiere of Taser Versus. Now, in this video, I'm going to set it up for you a little bit. But in the video, I'm trying to teach Taser to catch her treats. Like, she knows how to shake. I'm just trying to teach her new things. I don't know. See if maybe I can get some ounce of control over her. And this is probably day 3 of me trying to do this trick with her. And this is what she does. Enjoy. You're supposed to catch it, not let it hit you in the nose. It's time for another one. Last time. Sit. Catch it. She just lets it hit her. You're supposed to catch it. Not let it bounce off your nose. Anyway, so I have some funny things, and that again was Taser Versus the new trick. So yeah, that was Taser Versus the new trick. I'm not going to have them every episode. I'm going to try at least once a month. But I have some good ideas boiling in here with her. So maybe every other week I'll try to get one in. But they're fun. I like bringing her in. And let me just, one more quick time, say hi. Hi, Taser. That's Taser. That's Taser. That's Taser, too. Oops. You can't see me. But that's Taser, too. Not gonna lie, it is. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy Taser Versus. And again, that was Taser versus The New Trick. Anyway, so if there's something funny you think I should see of people having a bad day or just anything, don't be afraid to send it to me. There's my email. And again, if you have something you'd like to debate on my little speech about Trump, feel free to email me. I would love to send you my evidence and show you that he's just a lunatic. Anyway, here's my Twitter and my Instagram if you want to follow me on there. Excuse me. And please, I am begging you, please, please, please. I don't care if you never watch one of these videos again. Well, I'd hope you would. They're awesome. But I beg you, please go on to, or please like, comment, subscribe, and get the notifications anytime I post an episode or post something bonus. Please. It takes I have to have, I think it's 1,000 subscribers in order to get monetized, which I know will never happen. I do this for fun anyway. But I was just looking into it when I started to do it, and I had to get 1,000 subscribers, and I am proud to announce I am only 81 away. Yay! Anyway, until next time, everybody. Oh, one more quick thing. Please be sure to join us next week as we give thanks and celebrate Thanksgiving. Because of the Pilgrims and the Indians. Anyway, so please join me as we show what we are thankful for, or what I'm personally thankful for. So be sure to join me. Until next time, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate, and come back anytime you need some shit talking.